What's up everyone, and welcome back to more Reddit stories about Karens, crazy people, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get right into today's Reddit posts. Are you sure you want me to post a review of your medical practice? This happened a few years ago. After a lifetime of excellent vision, I developed extremely poor vision in one eye. I couldn't even read the big E on the eye chart with that eye, while my other eye had normal vision. I consulted an eye doctor who did all the tests and said I had a large cataract in that eye and needed surgery, but everything else was totally normal. I then consulted a cataract surgeon who had a bunch of good reviews, including several saying that he'd saved their eyesight by alerting them to glaucoma that they didn't know they had. This will be important later. When I went for my appointment, I felt doubtful about him due to a slightly dirty, disorganized office and having to wait an hour past my appointment time. During the evaluation, I found him to be rather handsy, repeatedly touching my knees until I started holding my cell phone up in front of them to block his touch, and a sexist. He called the women in the office the surgery girls. When I told him I was having trouble driving at night due to seeing halos around car headlights, he said that I didn't need to drive since I was married and my husband could chauffeur me around. More importantly, his opinions about my vision and what needed to be done were the exact opposite of the other eye doctor. He contended that I needed cataract surgery in both eyes, advised a type of lens that costs $9,000 above what Medicare will pay, and also diagnosed me with glaucoma, advising a $2,800 surgery for that. When I pointed out that another eye doctor said I didn't have glaucoma because the intraocular pressure in my eyes had measured normal a week earlier, he again tried to fondle my knee and sneered. "Apparently you've gotten some bad information, my dear." He then instructed me to see the girls in the office to schedule the nearly $12,000 worth of surgeries. I said I'd think it over and left. As soon as I got to my car, his office texted me asking for a Google review of his practice. Instead, I went to another eye doctor the next day for a third opinion, and after a comprehensive exam, was again told that I didn't have glaucoma and just needed cataract surgery in the eye with terrible vision, and that I could get it with no out-of-pocket costs with my Medicare coverage. Meanwhile, Dr. Hansy's office kept spamming me with texts and emails asking for a Google review. They were shocked when I posted in detail about these experiences on all the doctor review sites as well as Yelp, and added that I wondered if financial motives played any role in the high rate of surprise glaucoma diagnoses his patients got. I added that I'd found a different cataract surgeon with an excellent reputation and planned to get treated by her. Since then, I've been contacted by a few months later a number of people who read my reviews, thanked me for warning them about Dr. Hansy, and asked for the name of the surgeon I chose instead. As it turned out, she did a fantastic job and I now have excellent vision again. My cousin wants me to change my name so her baby can take it because of a family prophecy. I, 23 female, have a cousin, 25 female, who is very into family lore, spiritual omens, and old prophecies that have been passed down through our great-grandmother's side. Most of the time I just go along with it because it's harmless. Stuff like never plant rosemary on a full moon, or our bloodline has a connection to the ocean. Weird, but whatever. Well, now she's pregnant and things have gotten intense. Last week she announced that she wants to name her daughter after me. I was flattered at first and asked why she chose my name. That's when she got all serious and said, "Because you're the chosen one." Excuse me? She explained that according to a family prophecy, a girl born into our bloodline with my name would have a great spiritual awakening, unlock ancient family powers, and become the protector of our lineage. I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. She said she felt her baby was meant to be the true heir to the prophecy, and by giving her my name, she could absorb my connection to whatever mystical forces our great-grandmother supposedly tapped into. Then she got weirdly intense and said, "I need you to release the name to her." I asked what that meant, and she said that for the magic to work, I needed to stop using my name and let it fully belong to her daughter. I was like, "You want me to give up my own name?" She nodded and said I could pick a new one, something neutral and mundane, so I wouldn't compete for the energy. I thought this was absolutely insane and told her, hell no, my name is my name. She got really upset and said I was being selfish with my spiritual destiny, and that I should be honored that her child was meant to fulfill the prophecy. Now some family members who are also into the whole mysticism thing are saying I should at least consider it because this is bigger than me and the prophecy has never been wrong before. I honestly don't care if the kid gets magical powers or not. I'm not renaming myself just so her baby can have full access to the family spirits or whatever. Funny enough, I used to know a family that was also like this as well, that thought everyone born into the family had mystical powers or special connections to spirits, and the ones that were really into it always kind of had the attitude of, well, if you're an outsider, you just wouldn't understand because you're not special like us. This sort of air of superiority, like they're aware of the inner workings of the world in a way that other people are not. I know with the way I read this, it may come off as me mocking them a little bit, but I just want to point out that if you're into spiritualism and things like that, that's great. Nothing wrong with that at all, and if someone is simply just a spiritual person, then what I'm saying here doesn't apply to them. The people that I'm referring to are the ones that believe that they're special and chosen ones and things like that. People that mix ego into it. And in OP's case, her cousin is straight up just wanting her to change her name because her baby is the one that's supposed to fulfill the prophecy. Based on what, you ask? Oh, she just has a feeling. Karen accuses me of serving her child alcohol. I, 19 female, am a server at a restaurant with a bar in it. The bar side of the restaurant is, of course, 21 plus, and anyone who orders an alcoholic beverage is required to show the waiter their ID. The rest of the restaurant, however, is child-friendly. We were serving breakfast, and I was serving a table of 2, a young girl who looked about 8 or 9 and her mother. I go and take their drink orders after the hostess sits them down. The young girl gets an orange juice while the mother gets a mimosa. I of course check the mom's ID and see that she's born in the early 80s, so she's good for a mimosa. I let the bartender know that I need a mimosa to serve, and I get the orange juice for the child. Once I have the drinks, I serve their table and take their meal orders. Everything seems to be going smoothly until I bring out their meals. As I walk over with the plates, the mother screams at me, "You served my child alcohol." I know for a fact that cannot be true because I'm the one who poured the juice, and never even went behind the bar where the drinks are. "Ma'am, you must be mistaken. I didn't put any alcohol in the juice, and I had my eyes on it until it reached your table." "Well then smell it," she said. She handed me her child's glass, and it did smell like alcohol. I say, "Once again, I know that I did not put alcohol in your child's drink. If alcohol was put in it, it would have to have been after I brought it to the table. But the juice had no alcohol before it came to your table." The mom looked at me angrily and demanded to see my manager. I get the manager, and she gets both mine and the mom's side of the story. Apparently the child had drunk a few sips of the alcohol. My manager and I went and watched the security footage since both me and the mom swore we didn't put alcohol in the juice. Not only did we discover that I was innocent, we saw the mom, as soon as I placed the glasses down and left, drank half of the child's juice and filled it back up with her mimosa, perhaps to get a free meal is my guess. My manager called the police. The mother was arrested for giving her child alcohol and was given a lifetime ban from the restaurant. If she appears again, she will be immediately arrested again. Not how I planned my work morning, but at least it was amusing to watch. Edit. I was later informed by a coworker who spoke to the kid that she didn't even want orange juice and hates orange juice. Her mom told her to order it just so that she could mix the drinks. The child originally wanted chocolate milk. Previous homeowners want fountain back that they abandoned 4 years ago. In September 2021, we purchased a home that was built in 2019, and we moved in immediately. The previous owners left a few things at the home, including a water fountain. Within the first month, the previous owners asked if they could collect the fountain. We said that was fine, but they never came. It's now March/April of 2025, 4 years later, and has been sitting in the front yard. Over the last 2 years, I have been organizing, prepping, and designing my front garden where it will be incorporated into my design. I am an avid gardener and decided to redo the garden, but haven't yet planted anything. It has taken me a while to actually get started for multiple reasons. The first year, we were settling in. Second year, I had to learn about the seasons. I'm from Florida, we don't have seasons. Research native plants, best planting times, amongst other things. The most important reason was because the house was built poorly and we have to repair an entire wall that was in the main section of the garden. There is no point for me to plant when we will be doing construction work. After we finished the exterior part of the wall, winter started. The roof still needs repairs, but I have access to the area now. I planned on power washing, repairing, and painting the water fountain this weekend, but I got COVID and again delayed. I dismantled the fountain and relocated it to various places to be worked on. Suddenly, the previous owner messaged my husband stating he wants the water fountain back. It's his 45th anniversary soon, and it was his wife's 35th anniversary present, stating he'll be by this weekend to get it. I told my husband to inform the previous owner that I'm no longer willing to part with it. The previous owner states it's not mine to part with, and he'll be by to pick it up. It has been on our property for 4 years. It's considered abandoned property after 30 days. We gave him the chance to pick it up, but they didn't. We're not a storage unit. What claim is it his to come get it? I understand it was an anniversary gift, but clearly he didn't care enough to get it in the last 4 years. Per state statute, once we claimed ownership of the property, everything was ours. There are tenant-landlord laws that state they have to hold for 30 days, but we're not landlords, nor are they tenants. Some statutes even say up to 3 years, but it's still past that time frame. This house was brand new, but terribly built by the previous owner. Everything that could be wrong is wrong. Roof is missing edge pieces. Subfloor is uneven, causing the entire floor to be uneven with gaps in all the wood. The entire house needs new siding because they installed the hardy board incorrectly and now it's falling off. 4 different colors and textures of caulk used in the backsplash of the kitchen. Screws popping out of every single wall in the house. Studs aren't 16 inches on center. The list goes on and on. We literally have to rebuild the house from bottom up. Before you ask, yes, we did have an inspector, but no, he didn't catch these things. We're also trapped in the house because we bought during the COVID times and the interest rates were very low, so moving isn't an option. Trust me, we would if we could. Anyway, that's going to be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. So take care, and I'll see you next time.